Man, we gonna have to drive like almost 4 hours, so yeah, let's go. Hey squad, I hope you guys are all good. Your boy Fulzion Tony. Now, I want to apologize in advance if I sound a bit off. I'm still sick, and I'm just getting over this little cold. Alright, so this is a brand new vlog episode. So the last time I made a vlog episode was 3 years ago, and I figured it was for a while that I was planning to make a vlog, and a funny coincidence is that 3 years ago, when I was about to like make more vlogs, there was a hurricane that got in the way. And what's funny is that during the time of recording this, there's a tropical storm now that's kind of in the way. Time is pretty much giving me signs, which is pretty funny. But you know, I still decided to go with this one because last time I just like opted out, but this one I'm just gonna go full in. This is gonna be a bit of a rebranding to the vlogs, as the ones I made before were a bit more amateur and cringe, to say the least, as it really didn't have any sense of direction, or it might have, but it was kind of off of let's say my personality or just the way I kind of like directed the videos. But you know, I just want to make this more straightforward and going on forward. So this one I've been planning for the longest time, and I was waiting for when the time was right, you know, to get everything else set, not make last minute plans. So yeah, I'll just give you guys like the rundown of this episode. All right, let me give you guys the rundown. So about like 5 years ago was like the last time I went to Orlando, and it was with the squad. We went for the band trip. So the plan was just to go perform our best, go to the nearby mall, go to the food court and look around. And we were just like prepping up for this, the months coming up. And we were just excited. And then our, you know, I mentioned him a lot, but our bro Critics, he was like really excited to go look around for some Timberlands since he has connections to New York. And yeah, overall, it was just like this kind of like hype buildup that we were all kind of waiting for. So yeah, the day finally came. We went to the charter bus. It was that 4-hour long drive from Naptown as usual. And I was able to get some footage, but it was like on an older camera, so it might have seemed like a bit off res. The resolution isn't really up to par. And yeah, it was just us in the school. We were just waiting around and just like goofing around, as you can see by the footage. And you know, we got to perform, and then we just headed to the mall. And I wanted to record footage on my phone, but like the battery kept dying. And even when there was like a point where I was charging it, and then like the battery kept dying, so I wasn't really able to use it that much, so it's kind of sad. All right, so right before we got to the food court, the bus driver was talking to our band director, and he was telling us, oh, we might have to leave early because like the bus driver has to, you know, head back as he has more people to pick up. So we were just like there waiting on the bus on the decision to be made, and then he's like, all right, let's go to the food court or the mall. Once we got there, we just were like, we just had in mind that, oh, it's just gonna be like all smooth sailing, and we're just gonna look around after that. So yeah, we just like went to the food court. We got our grub on. Once we were about to go look, we were like walking towards like the stores. It was like at the glass ceiling and lobby in the center of the mall. We got stopped by our band director, and he says, oh man, sorry guys, we gotta go. Like the guy has like a schedule to follow, and we just gotta like leave. I'm sorry, I'll make it up to you guys somehow. And we were just like disappointed because we just like been hyping this all up to go look for some Timberlands, and we were just like disappointed. You know, like the adventure and just like the mission was like, it was a mission failed. It wasn't able to be accomplished during that day. During that ride back, it was just like a vendetta after that. So it just hit me hard, and I was like, oh man, I gotta make this up somehow. So I vowed one day that I would just like go and look for the Tims myself. And the mission would be accomplished. And years later, you're probably wondering how I got here. And you're also wondering, why don't you just go to the local mall so you could spare the trip? Especially how the gas prices are now. And I gotta say, it would just like defeat the whole purpose of the mission. And I haven't gotten to Orlando on my own. It was just with like the band, the only time I went to Orlando. It could have also possibly meant that there would have been a cameo from the squad, as they currently reside in Orlando. So you never know. So yeah, I'll just be detailing the trip overall and the progress. All right, so the trip started with me leaving the outskirts of Naptown, heading to the highway, your usual, while going through the surprisingly calm traffic. So after a few hours, I managed to head to North Fort Myers and LaBelle, as this was where the GPS was taking me. And I do remember going through here before, as I saw like the power plant and the bar, and I have scrolled past them before. So yeah, it was ringing a bell, kinda. But I do remember the charter bus going through here before, as it's kind of I guess you could say a shortcut of just not going like around the state just to head to Orlando. It just like goes through the middle, so it makes sense. So yeah, pretty much the beginning of this like road, and it took like a while just to get through it, especially going through the small towns. It was pretty much a lot of farms, a lot of this like driving through the countryside. That's what it pretty much was, because there was like a lot of cows, and there was like a lot of plants, a lot of like factories, I guess you could say, as well. And another thing that I noticed, like places that were more populated, were I saw like the colleges that were calling me and sending me like letters and emails and whatnot just to like get me in there. And I also saw like a lot of bandos, trap houses, as Atlanta like rappers, like trap rappers that like Gucci Mane, I don't want to say his name as I don't really like him, but T.I., Jeezy, they kind of had like trap house in the background of their albums, and that's pretty much what I was like looking at. Like a lot of these boarded up homes, and it's kind of depressing, but yeah, I get it. And there was also like this like home that was like broken. It was like the window was like smashed open. I was like, what the heck, man? Like, this has gotta be crazy. And yeah, this was going through the smaller towns and just getting through Orlando. I was pretty much passing through more farms. Like, I can't tell you how many farms that I saw. There was like plenty of them. And it was like really nice to look at, because I like driving through the countryside. But since, I woke up really early, I couldn't really take it in at all at the moment. That was pretty much going to the countryside until we got to like the highway that took us to Orlando.
I gotta stay.
All right, so after driving like 4 hours, I finally arrived in Orlando. You would think it would be a more smooth ride, but I was still stuck in traffic, as it was kind of like red light, green light. But there really wasn't any lights since it wasn't a highway, but it was still dictated by like the construction zones, I guess. And there was also exits that led to attractions such as Disney, Universal, and oh god, SeaWorld. Not that I want to like, name drop them, but yeah, they're there. So yeah, it was kind of a hassle getting to traffic, and it was more of a smooth ride after that. Good thing it was actually quick to get by. Like, it did kind of interrupt, but after that, not so much. And yeah, we just like started going through the city. From what I remember, the bus driver, we were going through the city, but it seemed like it was still under development unless he went to a different route. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, like the bus drivers always go like different routes. All right, we finally made it here. So I would like to apologize in advance as the footage might seem shaky, and that's because I was recording from my phone, high key, low key, and a lot of the security in this area seemed tight because they were pretty like scoping out the areas and they were like posted all around the blocks. Yeah, and they also had a actual cop, but he was like near the designer stores. So yeah, that was pretty wild. So going through this mall, I noticed there was like the glass elevators, the glass ceiling, and like the glass entrance. I think I went through the other side because I do not remember like the entrance I went through. I think we went through the opposite side as I was looking for the food court, but I wasn't able to find the food court at the moment. I was just downstairs and I was just in a lobby center and they had like the escalators and also they had the what do you call them? They had like these like weird like screens that kind of like showcase like the mall and advertisements. Though I don't really remember that much about it if I were to be honest. So it was kind of I guess getting a refresher again. So I just begin my adventure. I was gonna look for the food court first, but I forgot where it was. So I just decided to go look around for the Tims. And I noticed there was like a lot of stores that are similar to the ones back home. I also managed to find like high-end designer stores that I mentioned. They had like Gucci, Versace, like just like what rappers just kind of like spaz out. So yeah, just strolling through the stores, I finally managed to find a Tim's. They were in Journeys, but I wanted my fit to be was my black Tim's with black hoodies. You know, because I'm not with the goody goodies. That was kind of like what I was looking for, but they just had like the traditional colorway. So I just decided to just go look around a bit more just to see what I could find. After a while, just strolling around through the mall, I wasn't really able to find another shoe store. They only had like Foot Locker and like the athletic kind, but they didn't have other stores that kind of had more options for Timberland. So I pretty much had to go to Journeys. And usually in Journeys, a thing that would happen is they wouldn't really have my size at the moment, and I would just like get them online as usual. But I just like went in, I asked for the size, and surprise, surprise, they did have it, and I was like really happy. So just basking in the glory, the moment, it just felt like this quest was over. And yeah, I just felt like really proud of what I was able to accomplish. And I decided to go to the food court and I found it and oh my god, it just brought up a bunch of memories as we were getting our grub on and then later we were excited and getting kicked out. Like that's just something I will not be able to forget because it's just like plastered in your memory. It's like really funny. This whole place is just like a historic monument. And I just decided to like look around for food because I really didn't eat as I didn't want to just like keep on stopping at these rest stops. I found this Mediterranean joint and I just got my grub on there. So yeah, after I was done, I just decided to look a bit more at the stores as my parents were like, "Oh, see if you could find stuff for us." But there wasn't really things of interest as everything else is back home and I just came what I was looking for. There's actually one place I want to head to before I head back home. So I'm just gonna be heading to Tampa to this like goth and alternative store. Now the GPS was confusing me and it was just driving me in circles. Like it was pretty funny, but it was like approximately like an hour and a half I was gonna arrive there. And yeah, just going through like where it was taking me. It was, through our great country roads. And what's funny is I managed to stumble upon the FBI building. Oh god. So yeah, after going through all this hassle, I was able to find a store. And I asked them ahead of time about their filming policy, and they were actually cool with it, but they just didn't want other customers to get filmed. But they were really nice, and I didn't really want to kind of ruin that, as I didn't really want to risk anything with their business and kind of have like people not like show up because of somebody like me recording their area, and just kind of like I get it more as like a business, I guess, owner now. And really, this was a really great goth store that I saw, like especially if you're gonna do some cosplaying. Um, but they also had like not only for cosplaying, but they also had like really cool, like let's say if you're gonna go to like a goth rave and just like those kids under the bridge. Yeah. they had like all the starter pack in this whole area. And they had usually stores like, and it's funny because when it's like they have clothes for men, it's usually in this like corner of shame where it just has like a few selection. But they did have like a decent amount, and I just went to like look what I could find. And I did see they had like some of these like other accessories, but I wasn't able to find it as I just was in that area. So yeah, I guess compared to like Hot Topic, this one is more authentic, as Hot Topic really is based more on pop culture, not really that much alternative, as they had like Joy Division, Susie and the Banshees, and so yeah, I just managed to get a pair of shorts. It's just like these like weird like tactical looking cargo ones. They look really comfortable, and yeah, like a lot of musicians, they want to be comfortable most of the time. They don't want to be uncomfortable. So yeah, it was a really decent experience. I would recommend anyone in the Tampa area or like any tourists to just like stop by this area, as it's really cool. They also have like a eBay store. I'll link that so you guys could check that out. And yeah, it's like family owned. So yeah, I would encourage more for like local businesses. So before I leave Tampa, I just headed to Walmart to get some things and then bounce back home. Overall, this experience, to my surprise, worked in my favor, and I'm happy how it turned out, because usually when I plan things, they really don't go as planned, or there really isn't that much excitement. But I felt really happy to document this whole experience, and hopefully you guys could feel that thrill that I was feeling while making this. So I'm happy to conclude that I finally completed the mission that was unable to be resolved before until now. Alright, so this is pretty much of a shocker, but by the time I got home, I became aware a day later that there happened to be a standoff that didn't end so well. What's crazy is that it happened to be at an Olive Garden right across the mall. It was around 7 through 8 p.m., while I left at 12 and returned back to Naptown at 6 p.m. And what's crazier is I saw LED lights that said to lock your cars and that they could steal your valuables and blickies. Also, there was a concealed permit ad on the side of the streets sidewalk. So I guess that says something about Orlando, though I can't make conclusions. And the only one that could speak on this is the squad, as they currently reside there. They pretty much know the culture now, so I can't really speak on it, as I'm pretty much a tourist. Thankfully, the guy who caused the incident was taken out, and no one else was hurt. So it's like a bit more of a controversial kind of topic to speak on, and more touchy subject as well. But I didn't really want to like go too deep into it, but I also just wanted to mention how crazy it is, like the timing and the coincidence of signs that you see. No pun intended on the signs, but yeah, it's really crazy. Other than that, yeah, thank you guys for watching this vlog. It means so much to me, as I want to keep on making vlogs. I still don't really have an idea what my next one's gonna be, so I pretty much want to explore, but I feel like more confident in doing them now again. And I think I'll just end this vlog with me just having a on foot montage with my Timberlands.